Welcome to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the vast expanse of human experience, navigating the intricate tapestry of time and uncovering the hidden patterns that have shaped our world. Today, we find ourselves in the land of the rising sun, Japan, where a legendary warrior class has captivated the imagination of people around the globe for centuries: the samurai. It is a tale of ancient traditions, cultural influences, and the gradual evolution of a unique martial ethos. These hunter-gatherers lived in harmony with nature, leaving behind a rich legacy of pottery, weaving, and other crafts that would eventually influence the development of Japanese culture. As the centuries passed, Japan was gradually shaped by the influx of new ideas and technologies from the Asian mainland. The arrival of the Yayoi people around 300 BCE marked a significant turning point, introducing rice agriculture, metalworking, and more complex social structures. This period saw the emergence of small kingdoms and chiefdoms, which would eventually coalesce into larger states. One such state, Yamato, would play a pivotal role in shaping Japan's future, including the rise of the samurai. During the 5th and 6th centuries CE, Japanese society became increasingly influenced by Chinese culture, particularly Buddhism, which was introduced from Korea and China. This period saw the establishment of the imperial system, with the emperor serving as both spiritual and temporal leader. The imperial court, based in Kyoto, would become a hub of learning, art, and politics, attracting scholars, poets, and warriors from across the land. As we move into the 7th and 8th centuries, Japan's warrior class began to take shape. The emperor's army was composed of conscripted farmers and local militiamen who were called upon to defend the realm against external threats, such as the Korean kingdoms and the Ainu people of northern Japan. These early warriors were equipped with bows, spears, and swords, laying the groundwork for the martial traditions that would eventually define the samurai. The Taiho Code, promulgated in 701 CE, marked a significant milestone in the development of Japan's warrior class. This comprehensive set of laws and regulations established a more centralized state with a professional bureaucracy and a standing army. The code also formalized the concept of bushi, or warrior, as a distinct social category, recognizing their importance in maintaining order and defending the realm. As we approach the 9th century, Japan's warrior class continued to evolve, influenced by the influx of new ideas and technologies from the continent. The introduction of cavalry warfare, for example, allowed Japanese armies to project power more effectively, while the development of more sophisticated armor and weaponry enabled warriors to fight with greater lethality. As we enter the 9th century, Japan's warrior class continued to evolve, with the emergence of powerful clans, such as the Taira and the Minamoto, who would play a pivotal role in shaping the country's history. One of the most significant events of this period was the Genpei War, which took place from 1180 to 1185, a brutal conflict that pitted the Taira clan against the Minamoto clan. This war marked a turning point in Japanese history, as it led to the establishment of the Kamakura shogunate, a feudal military government that would rule Japan for over a century. The Genpei War was sparked by a succession crisis within the imperial court, with both clans vying for control of the throne. The war saw numerous battles and skirmishes, including the famous Battle of Dan no Ura, which took place on April 25, 1185, off the coast of present-day Yamaguchi Prefecture. This naval battle was a decisive victory for the Minamoto clan, led by Minamoto no Yoshitsune, who would become one of Japan's most legendary samurai. The Kamakura shogunate, established in 1192, marked a significant shift in power from the imperial court to the warrior class. The shogun, or military dictator, became the de facto ruler of Japan, with the emperor serving as a figurehead. This period saw the rise of the samurai as a dominant force in Japanese society, with their code of conduct, known as Bushido, emphasizing loyalty, honor, and discipline. One of the most notable events of this period was the Mongol invasion of Japan, which took place in 1274 and again in 1281. The Mongols, led by Kublai Khan, launched a massive naval assault on Japan, but were repelled by a combination of bad weather, poor planning, and fierce resistance from the samurai. This event marked a significant turning point in Japanese history, as it led to increased militarization and the development of more sophisticated defensive strategies. The 14th century saw the rise of the Ashikaga shogunate, which ruled Japan from 1336 to 1573. This period was marked by intense conflict, including the Nanboku Choi period, which saw a series of civil wars between rival claimants to the throne. The Ashikaga shoguns were notable for their patronage of the arts, particularly Zen Buddhism, which had a profound impact on Japanese culture and society. As we approach the 16th century, Japan is plunged into a period of intense turmoil, known as the Sengoku period or Warring States period. This era saw the rise of powerful daimyos, or feudal lords, who vied for control of the country. One of the most notable figures of this period was Oda Nobunaga, a brilliant and ruthless leader who unified much of Japan under his rule. His famous phrase, "The enemy is in front of us, but our eyes are on the enemy behind," reflects the constant state of vigilance and paranoia that characterized this era. Nobunaga's campaigns were marked by innovative tactics, including the use of firearms and clever strategies, such as the Battle of Okahazama, which took place on June 12, 1560. This battle saw Nobunaga's forces defeat a much larger army led by Imagawa Yoshimoto, using a combination of clever positioning and surprise attacks. The Sengoku period was marked by numerous battles and sieges, including the famous Battle of Sekigahara, which took place on October 21, 1600, and saw the Tokugawa clan emerge victorious, marking the beginning of the Edo period and the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate. The Tokugawa shogunate, which ruled Japan from 1603 to 1868, marked a period of relative peace and stability, with the samurai class firmly established as the dominant force in Japanese society. However, this era was also marked by increased isolationism, with Japan closing its borders to the outside world, a policy known as sakoku. The Tokugawa shoguns were notable for their strict control over Japanese society, with a rigid hierarchy and strict social norms. The famous samurai, Miyamoto Musashi, who lived from 1584 to 1645, was a notable example of this trend, as he was not only a skilled swordsman, but also a talented artist and writer. His book, The Book of Five Rings, remains one of the most famous works on strategy and philosophy in Japanese history. Musashi's life was marked by numerous duels and battles, including his famous duel with Sasaki Kojiro, which took place on April 13, 1612, on Ganru Island. This duel saw Musashi emerge victorious, using his signature two-sword technique to defeat his opponent. The 17th century also saw the rise of the Hatamoto, or direct vassals of the shogun, who played a crucial role in maintaining order and stability within Japanese society. As the 17th century drew to a close, Japan's samurai class continued to evolve, with a growing emphasis on literary and cultural pursuits. The famous samurai, Yagi Munenori, who lived from 1571 to 1646, was a notable example of this trend, as he was not only a skilled swordsman but also a talented writer and philosopher. His book, The Life-Giving Sword, remains one of the most famous works on strategy and philosophy in Japanese history, offering insights into the mind of a samurai and the art of warfare. The 18th century saw the rise of the Kokugaku movement, which emphasized the study of classical Japanese literature and culture. This movement had a profound impact on the development of Bushido, the code of conduct that governed the behavior of samurai. Bushido emphasized loyalty, honor, and self-discipline, and it played a crucial role in shaping the values and ideals of the samurai class. As the great Japanese historian Nitobe Inazo once said, "Bushido is not a moral code, but a way of life, one that was deeply ingrained in the psyche of the samurai." The 19th century saw the decline of the samurai class, as Japan underwent a period of rapid modernization and transformation. The Meiji Restoration of 1868 marked the end of the Tokugawa shogunate and the beginning of a new era in Japanese history. The samurai class was abolished, and many former samurai were forced to adapt to new roles in society. However, the legacy of the samurai lived on, influencing Japanese culture and society in profound ways. Today, the samurai is remembered as a symbol of Japanese heritage and tradition. Their code of conduct, Bushido, continues to inspire people around the world with its emphasis on loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. The art of Kenjutsu, or Japanese sword fighting, remains a popular martial art, with practitioners around the globe seeking to master the techniques and strategies of the samurai. It reminds us that our values and ideals are shaped by our history and our culture, and that these values can have a lasting impact on our lives and our society. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that, to understand the present, we must first understand the past.